So, guys, I wanted to say thanks to everyone that's been watching and looking everything over. You know, seeing my progress as I go. And I kind of put together just a kind of a summary video here. I want everybody to be able to look at. You know, this is the truck the day I got it. You know, the paint's still really oxidized. Still got the camper top on it. You know, tail lights. You know, I've got all the junk in the back. And then you got me. I'm pulling this thing out. You know, this is my second day, and decided I want to get it out and clean it up. And take the pressure washer to it all. You can kind of watch the grill change colors, and it goes from that lighter blue. You can see now the grill's got some white. We've taken off the camper, cleaned it up. Again, it's starting to change colors here. Pulled it back in. Big Barden bumper we had to get off there. You know, just starting some cleanup as I'm playing around one day. I decided to try out the buffer and ended up liking the results. And later on you'll see I'm going to kind of hit the whole truck with that. But everything's coming together, and in a lot of the videos I've noticed, I mean, it's a lot of the things I'm doing is cleaning and getting the different stuff ready, and it kind of slow. You can see I had the tail lights in there. Here's where I've added the new halo headlights, cleaned up behind them. So take it out, try it out a little bit, and talk about, it's got my remote playing around with changing colors and different things. So yeah, it's just kind of got a cool look about it, in the dark or in dusk. You're running around with these. Of course, I turn the headlights on; those go away. Here's where I've decided, I'm gonna go ahead and buff the rest of this truck out, and I'm pulling a few parts off, and it really changed the looks of this truck tremendously when I did this. And you'll kind of see, running through it real fast here. It's, I'm going through and not taking tons of time. I mean, I've done this whole truck in a couple hours time. And I really get into some detail and hit it again, probably before. Still deciding on how to take care of that paint. And I think that I'm going to start first with ceramic, and then we might move into something more like a clear coat after that if I don't like that. But right now, I'm really liking the shine that it has, that natural look. The paint's got its color back. It's still faded, still got that patina, but just a thing of just something that only the sun can do. And I guess that New Mexico sun on that paint done something special. You do that here in Kentucky, and this truck would be rusted down. So I'm kind of fortunate to have had that. You can kind of see all the rubbing, buffing that thing down made all the difference in the world in that looks. And there it is, shined up, wheels on it, tires. Lots more project to come, and a lot of this is just getting started. So one thing, when I did take it out for a test drive, started up the next day, man, and it absolutely missed like crazy. It would hardly run, and so when I pulled the valve covers off, you can see I've taken the hood off, and what I've decided, since I had to pull into the engine anyway, I've decided to go ahead and clean everything up around the firewall and all my fenders. I've started cleaning them up, and this is where this is where I haven't seen what's been going on since I've pulled the push rods out of the engine. So you'll start to see a few more engine shots here in a few minutes. This is still looking at the body right now. We're going to talk about the interior, I believe, next. A lot of the wiring on the bumper off again. Okay, so back to interior. And you can see it was a pile of parts, a little bit of dirt inside of it, you know, simple interior. Milk crates to sit on. I do have a seat on it. I don't believe I have any video of the seat, but I have posted those videos, so they are out there to see. Got those beautiful Sparkomatic speakers that I'm sure are just absolutely jammed in that truck. Look at those things, beautiful. Anybody wants those, I think they can dig them out of the trash. So there we are. When I first realized, you know, this thing's on magnets, I'm able to move my fuse box up underneath the dash a little better, starting running the wires in a little nicer spot. Still have a few left to move around. There's my new gauges. You can see they're all, that truck's actually sitting there running right now. So they're all running. Cleaned up the floorboards. They're not fixed yet, but I did put some paint on them and at least got it mitigated to the point where, hey, it's not going any further. So just again, looks better on camera. There's where the new gauges came in. I was cutting this out in Lexan, set my gauges in Lexan, and had a good start with it. And this is the first time that I opened the hood. Kind of see, I've got the hood, it's got opened up. You can see the engine. That's the way it looked the day I got it. Move the next picture, it's a little brighter, but not sure you can see much more. This is where I first put fluid in and got it started up, ready to pull out, and got brakes on the thing for the first time. Now I've pulled it in here, and this is where I've started this to begin some wiring, cleaning up, finishing up some of that stuff. You can see the fender's still covered in rust over here. Firewall is pretty dirty. As we move on along, you'll see that change. See the radiator right now, the way it looks. And going across, I believe the radiator right there has been cleaned up. The wiring, that's where I've removed it. See the radiator's cleaned, it's all brass now. I still need to pull that out and finish patching it all up. Done a little plate cleaning there with the fender, and it continues to change and morph as we go along here. I put the new master cylinder on it already here. Talking about what's going on with it, deciding exactly what I want to do. So back into, and this is where I actually pulled the push rods out and found the 3 bent push rods in the engine. At that point, I've decided, you know, it's time to pull this thing down. Go ahead and spend the time to clean everything up, make it look as good as I can. So I had cleaned up the valve cover. You'll see at the end of this, I've got some cleanup of it. I'm going to go do the valve cover. It's going to be done again now. I kind of a little accident with that. And the engine again, it's beginning to clean up. Pulled everything off this side, pulled the engine mounts off. Yeah, you can see that. Okay, there's where I've cleaned up that valve cover. Lots of cleanup on that thing. Primer after it's been shipped down to bare metal. I got my heat gun out, dried that up real good. Several coats. And then back in the engine. You can see where now I've painted the engine, or at least part of. This is where I've actually got the distributor all set back in the engine. And everything kind of starts to morph a little bit more from here. The transmission, or the radiator out, all that good stuff. As we move along a little further, you'll see I start to pull everything off the firewall there. I've got this half the fender, it's all painted now. Still got the other half to do. My original thought was I'll do half the truck, move to the other half. Didn't work as well as I'd hoped, so I went in and pulled the other half off and touched what I had. Also went ahead and painted the front of the radiator support black, back of it's white, you can see there. Moving along a little more, where I've started to paint some of the runners. Going through fast forward, watching this do this. Probably should have cut that part, but that's okay. Yeah, I believe I'm pulling the starter and a few things here. I think you can see a little more what's going on with the engine, where I've been cleaning up. Computer's a little bit slow, so it's probably lagging on me. You're seeing something that I'm not.